Good morning, everybody. This is Rick here at my YouTube channel, Two Heads Are Better Than One. I'm going to do something a little bit different this morning, something I've never done before. I'm going to do a short video on explaining about my videos. Um, Sometimes I'll just take some pictures and the wife will put them all together and put music behind it, and I'll post it on YouTube. Other times I do take a video without any set, without me talking rather. Uh, and then other times I'll actually do a vlog, uh, like I'm doing this morning. I've never done this before. I know other vloggers do this. I just wanted to explain what I do. I just do this part-time. I've got a full-time job. I just do this for fun. I'm not professional at it. I am trying to get better though. But this is just something that I enjoy doing. And I do have 3 subscribers, and I do have quite a few videos, and one of those videos has over, oh gosh, I can't remember, 200 and some views. But like I said, this is just something I do for fun. But um, actually, I'm here at Island Park this morning. Yesterday morning, I did a video where I walked the dike literally from one end to the other. It's in, I think, like 4 different videos. But the last 2, I do a video of the close-up of our waterfall we've got here at Island Park. I do this because there's a lot of people that may not be from here. They may not be familiar with Winfield or Island Park. And I think it's just kind of neat to do these to show those people about Island Park. It's really a very unique park. I believe that the lagoon is natural. I do not believe it's man-made. I believe this lagoon has always been here. This Island Park has been the home of Indian tribes and other activities going on down here. But the most interesting thing I found out, and this is very interesting about Island Park, actually, from 1887 to 1924, every summer they had what was called the Chautauquas. Now, there was 9 permanent buildings built for the Chautauquas. Uh, the Chautauquas, during the summertime here at Island Park, provided education, entertainment, inspiration, and social opportunities. It came in the form of lectures and classes, concerts, dramas, and like I said, there was 9 buildings built. Believe it or not, there was a tabernacle that sat basically in the middle of Island Park. This tabernacle would hold 3,000 people. The actual stage would hold 500 people. That was more or less in the center. Now, there was buildings all around that. There was also a dining hall, a boys and girls club, a refreshment stand, a band shell, a hall of philosophy, and several other buildings. There was a ticket entrance at the beginning of Island Park. And the ticket entrance might have been for money, for tokens to get in. I do believe there was a trolley car that led up to the entrance, and it might have even been around to the entrance, or past the entrance rather. And also there was a tent area that actually incorporated about 2/3 of the park. This tent area would hold 230 tents. And the thing of it is it just looked a lot different. I believe that back then that the park did not go all the way around. It went to the tabernacle. You go on either side of the tabernacle and then back. Now that's what it looks like to me from the diagrams. I did some research and I found all this out. Um, it was just a lot different, but it's really pretty cool. I can only imagine this great big huge tabernacle sitting in the middle of this park with all the outlying buildings. Now, it was called the Chautauquas, and it was only in the summertime. It was called Chautauquas at Island Park. So I'm thinking that Island Park may have only been open in the summer months. It may have been closed in the winter, fall and winter. Now, I don't know that for a fact. but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards because of the ticket booth. You either have to have tokens or money to get in. All this, these were summer programs, so you know, it's just kind of a speculation um, on my part. But you kind of you kind of get a feel. Um, the picnic shelter that I'm sitting in right now would probably have been part of the tent area that would hold 230 tents. And the actual, I'm going to walk around here in a minute. Um, Actually, I'm going to take you through the Timber Creek Nature Center. Island Park has a lot of mysteries that I don't know. I've not been able to do. I tried to do some research. I could not find any research related material on what I found. I found some really interesting things, which I'm going to show you later on. I believe that there was some sort of mill down here at one time, and I'll show you why here a little bit later on. I believe that there might even been a road. I believe there was a bridge down here. I mean like a road bridge for cars um, that expanded the river. The reason why I say a road bridge is because there's no evidence of it being like a railroad trestle. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. I think that would have remained. There are three pillars or three columns that held something. It was either a train or a car. I believe it was a for a car. It's a car bridge, in other words. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that went on down here, and um, it's just really hard to say. But I believe there was a mill down here of some sort. I believe that there's a road that actually led down to Main Street, and I'll show you all that here in a little bit. I have found markers dated from the 50s. I found one handwritten date, 11/15, and it was either 1944 or 1945. It could have even been 1941. It looked like somebody took their finger or a stick and they wrote this in the wet concrete, and I'll show you that again here in a little bit. Um, this has a lot of history that a lot of people don't even, I know I wasn't aware of it. I was not aware of it whatsoever. Um, it's just crazy. This was used for so many different things over the years. Um, Kind of on a sour note, and it's really bad, but it's part of the history of Island Park. The Tabernacle, I have heard, and I think I've even read it. Um, the Tabernacle at one point in time even held Ku Klux Klan meetings, and that's kind of a dark point or era of Island Park. But it did happen, as far as I know. There's a book that you can get. It's called Winfield Now and Then, and you can get it at a local bookstore here in town, or you can probably order it. But it's little. I think they want like $25 or $30 for this book, but you can get it at the library, or a book similar to that at the library that will tell a lot of Winfield history. Winfield had two opera houses. It had an ice skating rink. It had an ice, kind of like maybe I want to say factory, but a place where they made the ice blocks where you go and buy your blocks of ice. Um, Winfield had a lot of cool stuff back then. They had two big hotels. Um, in fact, I know where one of them was. Well, I know where both of them was at one time. Of course, one was called the Britain Hotel. It was like on the corner of like 7th and Main, I think. Um, in later years, it was a Sears at one time, and it's been a lot of different things. And now, an individual owns a building, and he has a lot of classic cars in that building. The original building, of course, it was torn down a long time ago. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff about Winfield, and I think Island Park is particularly very cool because of the fact that the Indians did was in this area for a while, and that it became this Chautauquas. They called it the Chautauquas, and that's just pretty cool. Now, of course, now these buildings are all long gone, but that would have been so cool to see all that. I suppose I'll try to get some pictures if I can, either like online or on the internet, of course, or something. But what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and go, and I'm going to take you through some of the areas of Island Park, this Timber Creek Nature Center. Um, I may not do a lot of talking, but it's just mainly to let you see what was down here at one time. Now I'm going to just pause this for a minute and then I'll get started. Gotta take care of some things just real quick, and we're going to get started. And it may come in form of one or more than one video. I don't know exactly. I don't want to go too long on a video. Boy, I tell you what, trains all the time. Apologize for that. But at any rate, I'm going to pause it. I'll be right back, so just bear with me, and I'll be back with you just shortly. Okay, I'm back, and we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to show you around Island Park a little bit. I'm going to turn the camera around. But we're going to walk down to the waterfall, and once you see that, that was built by inmates here in Winfield, believe it or not. That's pretty cool because it does more than just, it's not just for looks, it keeps the water in the lagoon fresh. Although we have had in the past some algae problems, but we haven't had that for a number of years. But anyway, we're going to walk down here. I'm going to probably have to stop this so I can turn. I don't have the camera doesn't turn automatically, so I've got to stop it, start it back up again. But we're going to get down here, and I'm going to turn the camera around, and I may talk off and on, but a lot of it may be no talking at all. It's just mainly to let you see, especially like I said earlier, for people that they're not from here, they may not be familiar with Island Park at all. And then a lot of people that have moved away maybe don't know all this, or don't remember all this, or they're not familiar. There's a lot of stuff on the Timber Creek Nature Center part that's really interesting, and I'm going to show you that here in just a little bit. So I'm going to stop it, start it back up again, and then we will resume. Just hold on just a second.